thank you for having us here.
Thank you for coming in here and being backstage here for us at Megadeth and Bad Wolves over in Norway.
The lineup here is insane. How did that all come together?
You know, I was on vacation in the Philippines when I got the phone call from Zoltan. I know that we were talking about doing some things, and it all came together when I was on vacation. And Zoltan sent me a text. He's like, "Hey man, we're going over to Europe with Megadeth." I'm like, "Oh, that's gonna be awesome, man. We'll be able to like get off stage, and I'll be able to watch Megadeth every day, kind of relax and hang out." And he goes, "No. We're taking Megadeth with us." I'm like, "Megadeth, one of the big four." I was like, "What has happened to my life to put me here?" It's absolutely grateful to be able to get up there and share the stage with absolute legends. My God, I mean, Holy Wars, Peace Sales, all those great records back then, man. And it's definitely has lit. Nice English over here in Norway. I've lost everything, Yeah, it's definitely lit a fire under our rear ends, and yeah, if you're going on after Megadeth, you got to bring your A game. So this is it's been good for us to. We feel like we do really well, but when you're going on after Megadeth, let the fire go.
Yeah. I like the combination of your names for the tour as well.
I love that. I don't know who came up with that, but I thought that was genius as well. Megadeth Punch.
Yeah, it's genius.
Yeah.
Do you interact a lot with the fans around when you travel around? Do they share their joys and their struggles with you, or?
Most of the time, they're too tongue-tied to really share too much. From in a face-to-face situation, anyway, people seem to get real nervous. I'm a very intimidating-looking guy till you hear the voice and you're like, "Oh, the dude's nice." So but you do hear a lot of stuff through social networking, through emails and whatnot of the personal stories, and very grateful that I have an opportunity to be in a band that touches people the way that we do and has that connection. It's something that's kind of happened naturally. I think people can see the genuine in us, and I think that kind of resonates to everybody. And with Death Punch, you don't so much as just kind of listen to it. The fans seem to be. It's like a family, you're really part of a movement and part of that family. Kind of like I enjoyed growing up listening to Kiss. I think that we have elements in the same sense where Kiss had 4 very different personalities within the band, that you could love Kiss, but you always had like your own favorite member. Mine was Gene Simmons, as everybody knows that there. And I think that within Death Punch, we have 5 very distinct personalities that work well within the framework of the group. But, each individual personality, as a fan, you can find the one that you identify with most because they are so different. And I think that works well with us as far as connection goes, too.
Have you met anyone that you felt like a special connection with?
Man, there was a little girl. Her mom tweeted to me. What is her? Imna is her name. Little girl. And her mom tweeted out, "Hey, my daughter Imna is very disappointed that she's not going to be able to go see her Viking guy in concert." And just I saw the tweet and I was like, "Well, why not?" And she told off a couple of reasons. I was like, "Will you tell Imna that my little Viking girl is going to come see her little Viking guy?" So I got her on the guest list and took her back into the backstage and gave her a big like Death Punch merch package and got her get up and sit on top of the drums. So that's the one that sticks out most recently. And she was so quiet and shy when I met her, and just like didn't talk a whole lot. But then I knew where her seats were. She was directly to the right of me, about 15 rows up. We're looking right down there. And she was up on her dad's shoulders, singing along to everything. I think I put the video. Her mom sent me the video, and I put it up on my Instagram page, so you can go on there and see Imna. It's those little touches where, all I had to do was just respond to a tweet, put her on the guest list, and that entire family had a wonderful night out with Death Punch. And it's those little things. I'm all about the butterfly effect. You never know how one little interaction is going to kind of spread from there. So, yeah, I love those moments. To be in a band with the platform and the audience that we have, to be able to do those little things and kind of have that positivity spread throughout. That's one of the best things about being in this band.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about music as well, is that you have a deeper connection through the music and the lyrics and how it all makes you feel.
Oh, yeah. I just recently, with Neil Peart passing, I've had several friends that had written Neil Peart and Neil Peart wrote direct responses back to them, handwritten responses on postcards and whatnot. And you know, if dudes like Neil Peart are doing that kind of thing, then the bass player for 5 Finger Death Punch can do that stuff as well. Drumming wise, not so much. Not so much. Not even as good on bass as he is on drums. You guys know that though.
Yeah. Well, speaking of bass, I see that you're selling some of your bass guitars online.
Oh yeah.
Why do you do that? Is that for charity or?
Some of the money goes to charity. I actually have a vest that I wear on stage now, and out of that, my part of the proceeds goes to the Vegas Veterans Hockey Foundation. It's a hockey foundation in Vegas that puts together veterans through the love of hockey and gets them going. You know, a lot of the times when you come home and you don't have that going on anymore, you kind of lose that group interaction. So it gets them back in a team building effort, and you know, a lot of people come back suffering from PTSD and depression and whatnot, and getting all those people together, kind of like on a mission, I guess. You know, you're trying to win the games and whatnot, just builds team building, and it's been one that I've been standing behind lately as well. So I'm always trying to figure out like things that are cool with fan experiences. You know, I was a fan of rock and heavy metal long before Death Punch. I'm a fan of that stuff now, and I'm going to continue to be a fan long after Death Punch is done. So I'm always looking for interesting ways to kind of interact and give, you know, new fan experiences, and that's a couple of the ways I like to do that.
That's very good. I
Thank
like
you.
that.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we've got a big platform, and you know, the military and the police and first responders, they've all got the hard jobs. Our job is I basically get up there and shake my beard for the art of Death Punch. So anytime I get a chance to kind of shine a light on some of the charitable causes that we believe in and back and support, I'm gonna use this platform to do better. Again, one of those butterfly effect things, you know.
Yeah. How have you progressed since you started with 5 Finger Death Punch?
Well, I went through a certain time when I wasn't dealing with things very well. As you guys may know, I'm 2 years sober coming February 3rd.
Nice.
So within the last 2 years, I mean, you can hear it in my voice and the things I talk about now, you know, just a place of gratitude and thankfulness and awareness and very present at the moment. I found an appreciation for everything. Having gone through all the work that I've had to go through and gotten rid of the drugs and alcohol and Lord knows what else out there, you know. So just I think professionally, personally, as a band, as you guys know, Ivan is also sober as well. So to have those elements of addiction and substances and everything else that comes along with that, right now, yeah, we're all getting along. Even just the other day, we had a terrible sound check. It was one of those things where the ear monitors weren't working well for us. The mix was terrible. It was in Russia when we were over there. And just a terrible afternoon. And, you know, 2.5 years ago when those elements were still within the band, that could have very easily blown up into, you know, some of the stage performances you guys have probably seen online from back in the day. And luckily, you know, we don't allow those little flare-ups to turn into infernos anymore. So I think that's the biggest change is, you know, having that out of there and being clear and focused. And we have the new record coming out February 28th, I think it is. And you can definitely hear the clarity and the presence of mind, particularly in the level of introspection coming out of Ivan lyrically on this record.
Yeah. Well, that was my next question, actually. You
There you go.
answered
See? Professional people. Professional. Nice seg.
Perfectly. Yeah. You said that you'd been out touristing today.
Yes.
Did you say what was your favorite thing?
Well, today over here in Oslo, our videographer that we have out here, a guy named Wombat, him and I are very much we take the opportunity while we're out here on these roads that take us to places we've never been before, or places that we don't get to frequent quite often, like here in Oslo. So today I went to obviously I had to go to the Viking ship museum. Amazing. I'd seen the pictures so many times through like TripAdvisor and other bands that I know that have gone to the museum. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool. Go check it out. And then you come through the door and that ship is right there. And you're like, that thing is massive. Huge. I couldn't imagine 1,000 years ago being in a village and seeing those ships coming up with them on the shields, banging on that thing. Just like, no, go ahead. Take everything. It's cool. We're good. We're not fighting this. One of the other things I found interesting about that is that the ship had been buried for 1,000 years, 100 years ago, roughly, they discovered it, raised it, and they've had to do some stuff to try to make the wood more dense and able to survive outside of the ground. So 1,000 years in the ground, awesome. 100 years above the ground with us messing with it, fucked.
Yep.
So
it is about to dissipate.
yeah, they were talking. I watched the video while I was in there about all the preservation efforts that they're going through over there. So just all the science and whatnot going into it. You know, sometimes just leave shit alone, people.
Yeah.
You know, it's a grave.
Yeah.
For God's sake, good Lord. The schedule that we have right now has been awesome. We used to do basically 3 shows on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. And I think, you know, I know I sound like I'm bitching, and I realize it's a stupid fucking problem. My life is not hard. It's really not. But we find that when we do no more than 2 in a row, Ivan and my voice, because I do a lot of backup vocals, our voices hold up better when you're doing, you know, 2 days in a row rather than trying to do 3 days in a row. 3 days, you're starting to push it a little bit, particularly with the aggressive vocal approach that we have. So we try to do that as much as possible. We're lucky enough where things are good, and we're playing larger places now. So, you know, you don't have to hammer out quite so many all the time. You can kind of spread things out, and also when you spread those things out, it gives us a chance to go see the cities that we're in, and you have the opportunity to not only be, you know, Chris Kael the band guy, but while you're out traveling around, you can be Chris Kael the human and go see things and kind of be part of the world again. I like this schedule a whole lot better, particularly in sobriety. You know, it gives you a chance to kind of just get back to a level of appreciation about everything. And when you're able to travel the world like we're able to, luckily, thanks to all you guys, we appreciate you. You really get a sense of how small the world is and how alike all of us are, you know. When we did Got Your Six was our 6th record, obviously. So we were trying to figure out a way to tie in the number 8 with it being our 8th release now. So I think with all the things that have happened to us individually over the last 2 years, last 3 years probably, it's gotten us to this point. So I think all the difficulties that we were going through have led us to here, and it's kind of our fate to have made it through that and had to go through all that garbage that we went to really appreciate where we're at now. So that's kind of where that album title comes from. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.